Hi everybody, Spider-Kel back again for a mystery review. Now, I've made this one a mystery for, well, I think a good reason. You might disagree completely. However, I think it's a good reason. This is a figure, or a transformer. I will say it's a transformer. It's a transformer that I have been after since just after my birthday last year, back end of November, when I first saw it. And there is a story to go behind it. I won't go into too much detail. However, shortly after my birthday, I went into Toys R Us, and there was this transformer there, and I really wanted it. And I looked at it, and I picked it up, and I was like, "Yeah, this is. I've always wanted to get this. Can't believe Toys R Us are doing it. I really want to get it." And I said to Tracy, "I'm going to get this with my birthday money." And she was like, "Right, great, fair enough." For some reason, completely beyond me, I don't know why I did it, I just put it down and I walked. And I said, "I'll come back for it." Because I didn't actually have my birthday money with me. You know, I got quite a bit. With me turning 30, I got quite a lot. So I didn't carry it with me. And I didn't go back for probably about 2 days later. I was off at work and things like that. And with working in care, sometimes I work like 24 hours straight through on sleepovers. So I don't get, when I'm at work, I'm there for a while. But I went back and it was gone. And I said to the guy, or one of the guys there, "When do you think you'll be getting some more in?" He said, "I don't know. Obviously, with it being Christmas and so on, deliveries and what have you, I don't know if we'll get any more in, if we are getting any more in." So I kept on checking back, probably about twice a week. I kept on going back and looking and looking. It wasn't there, wasn't there. At the same time, on the Moonbase 2 forum, there was a thing going up saying, "What is your holy grail, the one transformer that you've always wanted but couldn't get?" And I put mine up, that this was mine, and that I literally had my hands on it in Toys R Us and put it back, and that was what made it all more desirable, the fact that it almost very near, just so close, I could have just picked it up, put it on my card and paid my card off with my birthday. You know, it's simple, but I didn't do it. So that was mine. And then I'd gone off to work again, come back, and people had put up, "Oh, he's available again at Toys R Us," and then someone put underneath, "No, he's not, he's now sold out." So I was like, missed out again. So, and I kind of gave up. I did really kind of give up. I just thought, you know what, that was my one chance. I missed it, c'est la vie, you know. And I just thought, never mind. And I do keep on going back into the Toys R Us and just looking, but not necessarily looking for this. However, I went in yesterday, and I was more baffled by the fact that Toys R Us have Revenge of the Fallen figures in. And I don't know why. Dark of the Moon's coming out. Why have they got Revenge of the Fallen? But beside the point, I was looking at one of the end of the aisles, and they had some there, and then I thought, right, and I'll go to the section where they actually have all the Transformers, which is kind of like this little tiny cubicle sort of end of aisle sort of thing. Tiny. And I was looking, I was like, Revenge of the Fallen, I just don't get it, just don't get it. And I was looking around and thinking, oh, they've got a couple of animated, what have they got? And looked down and I saw this, and you've never seen me grab something so fast. It was almost as if there was someone else going to get it, and I went, "Oh, mine." And I just had hold of it, and Tracy was down the other end of the aisle, and I was just like, "Tracy!" I was just like showing it to her, and she came over, took it off me, and walked off. And there we go. And to say how shocked I was and to say how thrilled I was is beside, just I can't even begin to tell you. And so I thought I have to come up here and give a review. Now this is the point where I show you what it is. Some people might have actually figured it out already, especially if you knew of my postings on the Moonbase 2 forum. But it was that long ago. I mean, it was literally after Christmas. So, I mean, it was a while ago, so probably no one does. But it is this guy. I'd give a drum roll, but I can't. So, but it is this guy. Masterpece Grimlock. Freaking hell yeah! Oh, and just yeah, there you go. It's this was there, as I say, and it's not the original Masterpece. It's obviously the Toys R Us Hasbro sort of release kind of thing. So that means he doesn't come with a couple of items, which I didn't realise till I got him home. But to be honest, the items he doesn't come with, I didn't like anyway. So a win sort of for me. Now this has obviously been out for quite a while, and I've just managed to get my hands on it, and I only have one of the Masterpece, and that's my Optimus Prime, which is just freaking awesome. No way am I planning on getting Megatron or Hot Rod Rodimus, Starscream, any of the others. I might do somewhere along the line, but I don't plan on it. This was the only one I really wanted. And he was just sat there looking at me, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm having you. And there was only 2 there left, wasn't there? There was only 2 there left. And when I took it to the counter, I was talking to the woman, she was like, oh, it's a really cool figure, you know, it's a really good collector's edition sort of thing. And then she said, we only had 3 this morning when she looked. And I said, well, there's only 2 when I got this guy, so now there's only 1. So chances are that 1 has also gone. But it was the Toys R Us in Teesside Park over in Middlesbrough. That's the one that I go to because I live down the road from it. So yeah, but oh, freaking awesome. And I've had him out, transformed him back, and all of that fun stuff, and he's not disappointed at all, in the slightest. He's freaking sweet. He really is. I'll go through some of the points. You've probably seen this 1,000 times over. However, this is just awesome for me. I really like how you spin the tail and his head moves sometimes. There we go. That's really cool. And you can open the mouth and press the button on the side. Chop. But the thing I really like, and I already knew about, is if you take that up, and it's kind of like quite a creepy sort of thing, if you take that up and spin these around the right way, you can either have it with the red eyes, the light's a bit bad, you can either have it with the red eyes as he did have in the original toy, or you can have him with blue eyes as he did have in the cartoons, which I really, really like, and I like having him with his blue eyes. I've had him with his blue eyes since I got him. But it's so sweet. Grimlock's always been one of my favourites, and I've always said he's one of my favourites. And someone kicking a can outside. So I'll just quickly transform him. There we go. I didn't want to go through all the transformation because it would have just been boring. As awesome as this guy is in dinosaur mode, I think his robot mode is probably even better. I think it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And the thing I didn't know, that just like in his dinosaur mode you could flip that and turn his eyes blue. I knew it happened in dinosaur mode, I did not know it happened in robot mode, so that was a really nice surprise for me. One thing I will say is that obviously his hand lights up so that when you put his sword or his blaster in, which are really cool by the way, I really like these. But for me, when you put them in and I press the button, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of light coming through here, but you can't see it. It's not actually working. Whether that's the batteries or the bulb or anything like that, I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably the batteries, the amount of time this guy's been in storage. Maybe it's just the batteries have just died or something. And I have taken the tab out. The tab has gone, so it's not that. But yeah, that's just a shame. But I suppose that could be the battery, so I'll just have to check it out. But the one thing I do really like that he comes with as well, he comes with his crown. There. So now he really is king. I'm guessing that the crown is a comic reference, because I'm not as into the comics as I am the cartoons. Cartoons have always been what I've liked. I am starting to kind of like collect. I haven't even seen like the Marvel original sort of thing. I've only read the first trade. But yeah, but I do know cartoons more than I know the comics right now. So this is the crown is probably a comic reference, but it's not one that I know. But yeah, freaking sweet, and I absolutely love his Autobot logo kind of in there. So that's really, really nice. All around, pretty much damn awesome figure. So glad I found it, and the biggest bonus as well being that he's cheaper when I bought him than when he was the first time I saw him. So it's kind of like, I've always been a big believer that everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason, and I knew all along there was a reason why I didn't get him the first time. That's probably why. because he was going to come out again. I was going to see him again for cheaper. We weren't even technically going into Toys R Us for anything. We weren't even going to go to Teesside Park until I realised, oh, it's my brother-in-law's birthday at the end of this week, and we hadn't picked up his present yet. So I was like, oh, cool. So let's just go to Teesside Park. And it was Tracy's idea. Oh, while we're here, should we go into Toys R Us? Oh, cool. All right then, yeah. You know, we weren't even planning on it. So it's really cool how things work out. But this guy is just sweet, absolutely sweet. And one other thing I will mention, I'm going to go through all the good bits and then mention the bad bit. And I mention that as a bad bit. Just turn the light around, see if we can get this a little bit better here. Here we go. That in his hand you have this little tiny peg there, which I didn't quite realise what it was for. But on his weapon you've got a little tiny peg there. So although his hand doesn't necessarily hold necessarily, guess what word I can't say. You can peg that into that tiny hole, apparently, there we go. And even though his hand doesn't go all the way around it, it doesn't necessarily hold it that well, he can still, that's still really secure now. And it's got that in the sword as well. So if you have his sword in either hand, you can put it on that little peg. Really good touch. Probably something that Masterpece Rodimus could have done. You know, I've seen a lot of reviews of people saying about Rodimus and the fact that he won't hold his guns. He could have probably done with something like that. Huh. Now, as I said, the two things he didn't come with. This is the bad point. It's the only bad point I've got about this. This is 99.9% freaking awesome. And the only bad point I have is, obviously, as I mentioned before, he doesn't come with a couple of items that the original Masterpece did, which was the apron and the tray from the Series 3 episode where he's serving everyone. Although it would have been nice to have it, that's why it's a bad thing. I don't necessarily mind, I don't mind that it didn't come with it, because I hated it. It was kind of like that was the moment that Transformers destroyed this guy, made him from the most powerful Autobot most powerful character. He doesn't necessarily call himself an Autobot, does he? The most powerful character that the Autobots had, and turned him into a joke. You know, that was the moment. They've done it a couple of times in Season 3 before that, but that was like, yeah, they are pretty much taking the piss out of Grimlock now. And that was the moment, and I don't like it. It would have been nice if it came with it, but I would have never displayed him with it. So it's a bad point, but it's also a good point. So it would have been nice to have them as well. But can't gripe, can't complain. Absolutely awesome. As I say, I can't even say where to pick this guy up. On eBay, £100 if you're lucky. Because believe me, I've looked before I even found this guy, and I thought, yep, I love it, but I'm not paying that much for it, sort of thing. And I just found it on a complete look. And I could say to you, if you're in the Middlesbrough area, go to Teesside Park, Toys R Us. There was one left. That's probably gone by now. That was like 24 hours ago. Whether they're getting any more in, don't know. Whether any of them are getting any more in. Basically, this guy's gold dust. If you see him, buy him. And you won't be disappointed. You really won't. It's diamond. Really is. So, this is a very, very happy Spider-Kel. Very happy indeed. With Masterpece, Hasbro, Grimlock. Saying, take care, and I will see you soon.
Me, Grimlock, want to munch vessel.